Rúben Amorim shares concerns over Ayden Heaven's injury after a major scare for Manchester United, while Fabrizio Romano reveals a surprising demand from the Sporting CP manager. Plus, we discuss a key Manchester United star who's been improving after their win against Leicester. Stay tuned for all the latest updates. Manchester United claimed a welcome win away at Leicester City in the Premier League, but it was marred by an injury to Ayden Heaven which saw the defender taken off on a stretcher. Manchester United head coach Rúben Amorim admitted the club need to play a waiting game when it comes to Ayden Heaven's injury. Teenage centre-back Heaven went down early in the second half against Leicester City after shepherding the ball out of play. It was immediately clear that the youngster was in pain, and he ended up leaving the field on a stretcher. United were already without several senior stars at the back. Lisandro Martinez is a long-term absentee after undergoing ACL surgery in February, while Harry Maguire, Johnny Evans, Lenny Yoro and Luke Shaw all sat out Sunday's match. Heaven's injury left Matthijs de Ligt and Victor Lindelof as the only remaining specialist centre-backs, though Noussair Mazraoui filled in as part of a back three for the closing 40 minutes on Sunday. United are yet to learn the extent of Heaven's issue, but Amorim's early comments weren't exactly reassuring. "We have to evaluate during the week," Amorim said after the match. "He's a young kid and he doesn't know how to explain what he's feeling. It is hard for us to know. He's a bit calm now, but we have to assess in the week." The former Sporting CP boss spoke highly of Heaven, but recognized the boost the upcoming international break will provide for his entire squad. The men reported that the young defender left the stadium with his foot in a protective boot, but the club has yet to issue a medical report at the time of writing. Heaven already played well against Arsenal and Real Sociedad, Amorim told Sky Sports. "Today for me was the most difficult game for him because we expect him to relax a bit, but he was so focused. It was clear today my players are at the limit. We are going to use this window to rest and recover. It will be good. The feeling is completely different. When we return, it will be like starting from scratch." On the pitch, United were able to make light of their defensive issues as they cruised to a 3-0 win. Rasmus Højlund and Alejandro were both on target for the first time in 2025, while captain Bruno Fernandes added a late third. "The most important thing for me is the work they are putting in, especially defending," Amorim said of Garnacho and Højlund. "They live for assists and scoring goals. Rasmus really good control right foot, and then Garnacho is always trying to score a goal, and he deserved that feeling." The club also handed a Premier League debut to young fullback Harry Amas in the closing stages. Romano reveals surprise Amorim demand. Man United already making calls. Rúben Amorim has asked Manchester United's recruitment team to sign centre-back cover this summer, according to Fabrizio Romano. The Red Devils' big problem has been scoring goals this season. The attack has been blunt and the strikers, in particular, have come in for intense criticism in recent months. Last term, it was completely different as Man United were atrocious defensively. Some defensive problems have, of course, remained. Man United still concede goals too easily, and summer signing Matthijs de Ligt has often made poor mistakes. However, there is no denying that Man United are capable of defending well when they get their head in the game, as they showed against Arsenal recently. January signing Ayden Heaven has already done his part despite being only 18. The youngster has earned rave reviews for his recent performances and looks to have a bright future at Old Trafford. Amorim wants new centre-back. It is therefore a slight surprise that head coach Rúben Amorim has expressly demanded that Man United sign a new centre-back this summer. At least that is according to Fabrizio Romano, who has revealed the Portuguese's wish. Man United seem to have more pressing issues in different departments, but Romano states that Amorim has made it clear that he wants more cover for his back three, likely due to the expected summer departure of Victor Lindelof. Rúben Amorim has also indicated this position as one more to cover in the upcoming months, and Man United directors have recently started making some calls to inquire about centre-backs available in the summer, Romano told Gimsport. The transfer insider did not mention any potential targets, but Man United have been linked with a few options such as Castello Luquiba, Goncalo Inacio, and Jared Branthwaite. Luquiba boasts a €90 million release clause at RB Leipzig, although there have been suggestions that he could be significantly cheaper in the summer. Inacio, one of Amorim's former Sporting CP stars, has a €60 million release clause. Finally, Man United already attempted to sign Branthwaite from Everton last summer, but their lowball offers yielded no results. Erik ten Hag was a big fan of the England international, but it appears that he could also be an option for Amorim. Rúben Amorim names Manchester United star who is improving after Leicester win. There were lots of positives for Man United as they defeated Leicester in the Premier League over the weekend. Rúben Amorim is pleased with the improvement he has seen from Alejandro Garnacho after he finally ended his Manchester United goal drought in their 3-0 win over Leicester City. The Argentine saw a second-half goal ruled out for offside before he eventually found the back of the net with a ferocious finish at the near post. Heading into the King Power Stadium clash, a lot had been made of Rasmus Højlund's lack of goals, but Garnacho had gone longer without finding the back of the net. Højlund had gone 21 matches without a goal for United, while teammate Garnacho had not scored in any of his last 24 appearances for the club. The 20-year-old forward showed signs of improvement with an impressive overall display against Leicester on Sunday night, and Amorim has been pleased with the small things he has done in recent weeks to turn his fortunes around. Rúben Amorim praises Alejandro Garnacho. Speaking after the victory over Leicester, head coach Rúben Amorim praised Alejandro Garnacho for the improvement he has shown at Manchester United in recent weeks. He was really happy, but the most important thing is the way he's improving his game, Amorim said in his post-match press conference. He's playing both sides, not just on the left. He's sprinting back, the small things he's doing quite well, and when you do the small things in that manner, the good things are going to show, and he also deserved his goal today. The international break might have come at a bad time for Garnacho and Rasmus Højlund after they both rediscovered their scoring form, but Amorim is looking forward to using the next 16 days without a match to welcome more players back to his depleted squad. He added, "For a coach, it's difficult to have time off. We are going to divide the group. Some of the players, Mason Mount, Toby, have to work on fitness. We have to recover fitness. Harry Maguire, Kobbie Mainoo, all these players, we are going to try to bring those players for the competition for the final push in competitions. Some of the players are going to rest more days than usual, so we are going to divide and give different things for different players and try to be ready for the final 2 months." Manchester United's 5 things noticed versus Leicester City as Rúben Amorim change pays off. 5 things noticed as Manchester United swept past Leicester City with a 3-0 Premier League victory over Leicester City on a chilly Sunday evening. Rúben Amorim chose to start Andre Onana in goal despite a slight illness as Manchester United traveled to face Leicester City in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon. The fixture started with half chances falling to both teams in the opening 20 minutes, but it took until around half an hour for the deadlock to be broken as Rasmus Højlund finished off a superb pass from Bruno Fernandes. With United leading, Leicester pushed back to find an equalizer before halftime as Wilfred Ndidi and Patson Daka came close, although they failed to convert as the referee called an end to the opening 45 minutes. 5 things noticed as Manchester United swept past Leicester City with a 3-0 Premier League victory over Leicester City on a chilly Sunday evening. Rúben Amorim chose to start Andre Onana in goal despite a slight illness as Manchester United traveled to face Leicester City in the Premier League on Sunday afternoon. The fixture started with half chances falling to both teams in the opening 20 minutes, but it took until around half an hour for the deadlock to be broken as Rasmus Højlund finished off a superb pass from Bruno Fernandes. With United leading, Leicester pushed back to find an equalizer before halftime as Wilfred Ndidi and Patson Daka came close, although they failed to convert as the referee called an end to the opening 45 minutes. Ayden Heaven had to be stretchered off early in the second half and was replaced by Toby Collier, and although Alejandro Garnacho had the ball in the next not too long after, his finish was ruled out for offside. However, the 20-year-old finally grabbed his goal 10 minutes later with a cracking finish on the turn to slam game United's second of the game. With Amorim's men firmly in control of the fixture, Fernandes scored an exquisite finish in the final to round the tie with a 3-0 win. Fernandes had license to push up. In the last 3 games, United have been playing with Casemiro partnering Fernandes in midfield and Amorim setting his side up in a lower block. However, against Leicester, it was Ugarte who played in the middle, with United starting slightly further up the field, and the Uruguayan's presence over Casemiro meant the deepest midfielder could cover more ground. which allowed Fernandes to press higher up the pitch. Amorim's decision to allow Fernandes this license paid dividends, with the player creating United's first 2 goals and scoring an impeccable effort of his own on the night to once again show just how indispensable is at the club. Heaven's gutting injury cut a great display short. Ayden Heaven started only his second ever game for the club and his first in the Premier League, with United stripped of many centre-back options again. However, just like against Real Sociedad, the 18-year-old was fantastic. He looked comfortable on the ball, happy to get stuck in physically against Jamie Vardy and Daka, and did not panic during nervy moments. It was unfortunate to see the youngster stretchered off early in the second half after going down following a challenge at the back post, and we can only hope the injury is not as bad as it looks. Number 3. Amorim's debut helped raise the mood, with United fans no doubt feeling flat after Heaven's heartbreaking injury and substitution. The mood was raised a bit when Amorim chose to hand academy star Harry Amas his United debut on his 18th birthday. Coming on to play left wingback with a little over 20 minutes left to play, Amas looked comfortable on the ball, although he was not too involved with the tie winding down as he entered the field. 4. A night to end multiple droughts. United's win against Leicester was an evening that allowed many players and the team themselves to finally break long-awaited droughts, giving fans something to be hopeful for as the international break looms. Read more. Player ratings: Leicester City vs Manchester United, Premier League. Højlund's goal was his first in 21 fixtures, while Garnacho's allowed him to celebrate a goal for the first time in 25 games. 2 of United's attacking threats finally being back on the score sheet is a huge boost for Amorim. Beyond this, Højlund's goal was United's first from open play since a 3-2 loss against Nottingham Forest on December 7th, another poor run finally broken. 5. Heading into the international break with a smile. Heaven's injury aside, United will be able to head into the upcoming March international break with a smile on their faces, which is key for the club. Amorim is heading into the final few months at the end of a chaotic period at the club, and with only a few select players heading out to their international clubs in the next 2 weeks, Amorim has time with some of his squad. United have played a lot of football in the last few weeks, so the international break allows the players to rest and recover and gives Amorim time to continue his teachings on the training ground, and the Sunday evening win will only help lift the mood.